Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs. Welcome. I am Reverend Dr. Heather Fraser Fawcett, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the wedding of Sarah, Beth, Windle, and Bryan, Daniel, Chen. I would like to remind all of the invited guests that you are here because Sarah and Bryan love you. And they want you here to share this most special of occasions with them. You are here to bless them with your love. Sarah and Bryan, I bid you both welcome. I would invite you to take each other's hand, at least one hand, if you want to hold the flowers, or both. Okay. I'd just like you to take a second and relax. And that goes for everyone in here who has 10 shoulders at this moment. This day is the day that you have long dreamt of. Now we know that it isn't always possible for people to attend a wedding, no matter how much they would like to. Today, Sarah and Bryan are especially thinking of those grandparents who cannot be here in person to celebrate with them. We know that they are holding Sarah and Bryan in their hearts and celebrating this great occasion from afar. None of us arrives at adulthood without the nurturing of family and friends. We model each other's best behavior, and we stand on the shoulders of those who have gone before us. May you both continue to be inspired by the role models who have helped to make you the mature adults that you are today. Sarah and Bryan, you have invited us here to witness your affirmation of the happiness that you have already found together, and the pledge in which you will commit to each other in love. We rejoice with you that you now seek a deeper meaning and richness in life as you share it in the unity of marriage. Through the first glance of acquaintance to this moment of commitment, you have come to know one another deeply. At some point, a question was asked, and yes was received. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes, you have been making promises and agreements in an informal way. All those conversations that were held while walking together, riding in a car, over a meal, all the when we're married, and the I will, and you will, and someday, and somewhere, and someplace. And all those promises that are the unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are very much part of the process leading up to this day, and remain within both of you as you stand ready to make your formal pledges to one another. As George Eliot once wrote, what greater thing is there for two human souls than to feel that they are joined together, to strengthen each other in all labor, to minister to each other in all sorrow, to share with each other in all gladness, and to be one with each other in the silent, unspoken memories. Now, before this ceremony began, 2 candles were lit on the altar. 2 candles like these 2 people here today, standing strong and tall. From these 2 candles, Sarah and Bryan will now light the center candle, the candle of their marriage. may the light of love continue to shine throughout this marriage. Sarah and Bryan, today, as you affirm your faith and love for one another, I would ask that you always remember to cherish each other as special and unique individuals. That you respect the thoughts and ideas and suggestions of one another. Be able to forgive. Do not hold grudges. And live each day in such a way that you may be proud to share it together. As from this day, you shall be each other's home, comfort, and refuge. Your marriage strengthened by your love and your respect for one another. Just as two threads woven in opposite directions will form a most beautiful tapestry, so too can your two lives merge together to make for a most beautiful marriage. To make your relationship work will take love. This is the core of your marriage and why you are here today. It will take trust to know in your hearts that you truly want the best for one another. It will take dedication to stay open with one another and to learn and to grow together. It will take faith to go forward together without knowing exactly what the future will bring. And it will take commitment to hold true to the journey you both pledged today to share together. I am now going to ask you to formally declare your commitment to each other in two ways. First, through a legal affirmation, and then through your wedding vows. Bryan and Sarah, do you now declare your willingness to take each other as husband and wife, affirming that you know of no reason why you should not be lawfully joined in marriage? M. Scott Peck, in his book, The Road Less Traveled, writes, "Love is an act of will, namely, both an intention and an action. We do not have to love, we choose to love. When we love someone, our love becomes demonstrable or real only through exertion, through the fact that for that someone, we take an extra step or walk an extra mile. Love is not effortless. To the contrary, love is effortful." Sarah and Bryan, tenderly and thoughtfully, you have chosen the way of shared independence, and you have freely decided to commit yourselves to each other in a close and continuing relationship. In the presence of these witnesses, you will now exchange your pledges of that commitment, affirming your intention to strengthen and cherish your relationship, and to find happiness through the sharing of your lives together. No other vows are more tender and sacred than those you are about to make. Would you please turn, face one another, as you prepare to say your wedding vows. And Bryan, you get to go first. Bryan, would you please repeat after me? In the presence of these witnesses, I, Bryan, now take you, Sarah, to be my wife, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in joy, to love and to cherish, as long as we both shall live. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I should tell you that Sarah has lost her voice. and will be making her vows in a very, very low whisper. So Bryan will move forward, and I will move forward, and we will proceed. Sarah, would you please repeat after me? In the presence of these witnesses, I, Sarah, now take you, Bryan, to be my husband, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in joy, to love and to cherish, as long as we both shall live. Well done, I heard every word. All right, may I please have the rings? Thank you very much. And I would like you to take the partner's ring. And then Bryan, you get to go first. Would you please put Sarah's ring on her finger, saying as you do, Sarah, with this ring I do wed. And Sarah, would you please put Bryan's ring on his finger, saying as you do these words, Bryan, with this ring I do wed. Very good. Bryan and Sarah, today your separate lives, memories, hopes, and expectations have come together. Through this wedding ceremony, you have joined yourselves in marriage and have signified your commitment to each other in the joining of hands and the giving of rings. It is therefore my great pleasure to now pronounce you husband and wife. And you may seal your vows with a kiss. I invite you to please remain where you are. The ceremony is not finished, and we'll return to our original places in just a few moments. I invite the witnesses, we do have room here, so if the two witnesses would go behind the altar and just go back there. And then, actually, yes, I think you can. come together again, I invite you to join with me in a moment of silence together in which we can each bless this couple according to our own tradition. Let there be silence, let there be blessing. Young poet offers this insight into marriage. The point of marriage is not to create a quick commonality by breaking down all boundaries. On the contrary, a good marriage is one in which each partner appoints the other to be guardian of their solitude. And thus they show to one another the greatest possible trust. A merging of two people is an impossibility, and where it seems to exist, it is a hemming in, a mutual consent that robs one party or both parties of their fullest freedom and development. But once the realization is accepted that even between the closest people, infinite distances exist, a marvelous living side by side can grow for them, which gives the couple the possibility of all seeing each other as a whole and before an immense sky. Sarah and Bryan, may you find in each other companionship as well as love, understanding as well as compassion, challenge as well as agreement. May your friends and families, those present here today and those unable to attend, continue to rejoice in the love that has united you. May you find happiness in your marriage. May you ever remain in sympathy and understanding, living according to the ways of truth and beauty and love. That your years may be rich in the joys and responsibilities of life. With abiding confidence and deep affection, we send you forth on life's journey together, to laugh with joy, to nurture, to serve, to seek, to find. Go now to walk the ways of the world together, and may your days be good and long. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, would you please rise? I am delighted to present to you now our newlywed couple, Sarah